Welcome back to BYU Football Media Day. I'm here with Ross Apo, Mitch Mathews, receivers, some of the best receivers on the 2014 football team. Guys, how are you?
Good.
Good?
Always good, always good.
How's Media Day going so far?
I just got here not too long ago, but it looks like it's going pretty well. I'm ready to eat. That's all I came here for.
Hey.
Boy Grill is pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's been good. Everything's been smooth. The questions have been good. It's fun to talk about your teammates and like pump them up a little bit, and hopefully your teammates watch. And I know they support everything we say because we're honest, but we definitely love our guys at the receiving corps. So we love to clown on them a little bit, but at the same time build them up because we got good guys. So.
You gotta have a little fun.
Yeah, oh yeah,
you gotta have a little fun. Mitch, you're from Oregon and you're from Texas. Ross, tell me your story. So you committed to Texas before coming to BYU. Why'd you switch?
I feel like I had a stronger relationship with the coaches here. I know I'd come and I'd take visits like every year, since I was a freshman in high school, and it's just a different place than a lot of other places that I visited, and I just felt like it was the right place.
What was the reaction after the Texas game? What was the reaction back home after BYU beat Texas last year?
My dad said a lot of people at work were pretty surprised, but
I'm sure.
We prepared well for that game, and it was a fun game to beat them in that style that we did.
Do you have any friends that are like huge Texas fans?
Yeah, I have some friends that were on the team. And
really?
Yeah, they really didn't. They didn't have anything to say really. they were pretty mad. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
Mitch, you growing up in Oregon, obviously you're a BYU fan,
oh, yeah.
but were you a fan of any of the Oregon teams before coming here?
I guess it's kind of the same thing as Ross. I mean, you grow up, you're obviously a fan of the big schools like Oregon. They beat everyone. They always won. So if you're on the bandwagon, man, you were always happy and had the coolest jerseys. But I guess it was ever since my brother signed to play football here when I was a freshman and he was a junior, then I just fell in love with BYU. But, now that I've been out here and kind of have converted from an Oregon Duck fan to a BYU fan, my friends still give me a hard time. But I think the last time we played Oregon, we whooped the bottom. So, I mean, we're happy with, obviously me and Ross are happy with our choices to come here, but it's fun to be able to look back at the rivalries you still have out at your home state and everything.
How is it playing your first year without your brother? How do you think that's going to be for you?
It's going to be different. Ross knows that he literally is the funniest guy on the team, and he is the jokester of the team. So he makes us all laugh so hard. He makes everything light, and he's the best at making fun of everybody. So if he was here, he'd be making fun of us, making fun of everyone, and so he makes everyone laugh. And so I think that'll be one of the things that we miss the most is how much he just made us laugh our heads off. And mid-fall camp, easy and light. So yeah, I'll definitely miss him for sure, but he'll be around. So.
Who takes that role? Who takes kind of the jokester on the team?
This guy right here.
Really?
No,
this guy right here.
They think so, but I just have a lot of inside jokes. I think Mitch and Nick Kurtz are like the funniest guys in the room. It's gonna be it'll be a funny.
Yeah,
year.
for those who don't know Nick Kurtz, he literally is our little brother. You know what I mean? He's like that kid where he wakes up at like 7 in the morning and is already dancing, like playing music, already dancing. He has like energy like a kid. His jokes are like a little kid. I mean, he's the funniest kid in the world, but he is seriously our little brother. That's what we call him, is our little brother. So we talk baby talk to him sometimes just to keep him in his place a little bit. So
that's great. Okay, we have a Twitter question for you guys.
All right.
It's from @BenBateman8. What are your current 40-yard dash times? We'll start with that one. What are your current 40-yard dash times?
Tell him, Ross.
This isn't a funny interview. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
I haven't tested a 40 since I've been here. And the last 40 I tested was in high school, so I can't answer that question honestly.
Yeah, we don't.
That's like the only thing we didn't do on our little combine thing that we had last week.
So this Friday we did like a mini combine. We did like the shuttles, the L drill, the 60-yard shuttle, the high jump, the broad jump, and we just didn't do 40 just because that's one of those things where you can kind of pull a hamstring.
Yeah.
One of those things where everyone wants to leave the best time, and so we kind of stayed away from that, but. I gotta tell you, Ross has the biggest balance on the team. He can jump out of the gym, so.
You're getting some nice.
He can jump. He can jump out of the gym. So.
Words from your brother over here.
Yeah, Ross got balance. He used to see him with the basketball. He can do it. So.
And the second question is for you. He wants to know: are you really 220 pounds now?
Yeah, I think I'm like 217, 216. So I was.
Look at these.
I was
look at those.
Is that even a question?
I was at like 220 for a little bit, and then you know, I wanted to be in the 215, 220 range for the season. I'm right in between there now. I fluctuate 217, 216. So last year I played like 203, 204. So that's like 15 pounds less. I'm already skinny as it is. So I mean, I needed to get some weight on me for some shoulder protection and just everything like that. So yeah, I am a little bit heavier now.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I mentioned you mentioned playing basketball, and then you have that video of you dunking the basketball, which is awesome.
When I was young, though. I was young. I'm old now. I can't
Don't
do
let
it.
him fool
Wasn't that
you.
like a year ago?
He still gets out
You're
there.
so old. Oh my gosh. No, so who would
year.
win in one-on-one between the two of you?
Oh.
When we play, we always guard each other. Mitch,
Yeah, that is true.
Mitch
We
is-
always
Yeah,
guard
so
each
there you
other.
go.
Mitch
Who?
is like the Tim Duncan, so
Who gets the best of who?
I'd probably say Mitch gets the best of
That's not true at all. I say it's about even. I say that Ross is stronger than me, so he can get down and bang me around a little bit. But I mean, it's back and forth between me and him. And every time we play each other, it's always like, okay, Ross and Mitch, you guys guard each other. It's like for some reason, it's like just typical that we guard each other. So
pretty much.
I like it. I like it. What was your guys' favorite moment from last year? We'll start with Ross.
Probably beating Texas was a fun moment, and then our game in Houston, that was fun because we were just going back and forth, you know, hitting each other with blows, and you know, both of those games were big for us because those teams were good. I think those were my two favorite moments from last season. Yeah.
Nothing like being a Texas team.
I'd have to say Houston again. Kind of copy what Ross said. Like that game was the longest game of the year. I think we set the record for most plays in one game, and I played like 65 plays, and I felt like I'd played like I've been through fall camp again. I was so tired, and it was fun to know that like I mean the game was not over until Skylar Ridley caught that touchdown with like 10 seconds left or whatever it was, and so that was a battle. We grew closer as a team, and it was fun, and they're a good team. So those two Texas games were huge, and we made statements. So sometimes people doubt us and doubt whether we can, you know, be in a conference, and we don't worry about that. We just go out and beat, you know, whoever we want when we want to. So we love it.
What's it like being in a game like that, like the Houston game, where it's almost like everything else goes out the window, and you guys are just playing with all your heart and guts that you have till the very end? What's it like being in a game like that that's so close?
Honestly, like it's one of those games where you grow so much and you learn so much because there's some games where okay, you're up 35 points, there's 2 minutes left. I mean, you know you won the game, but that game, from the second it started till 10 seconds left, you weren't like exactly sure, you know, from play to play what was going to happen. And so it's one of those things you got to remain focused. And I'm the type of guy that I can only focus for 1 hour, so it was a stretch for me to be able to focus that whole game and to be able to battle. And we all grew, like I said, we all grew closer as teammates, and it was one of my favorite wins because we pulled it out at the end. That just showed what kind of teammates we really have. So.
You hurt your shoulder last year. How's that injury coming along?
It's good. It's really good. So I hurt it in the Wisconsin game towards the end of the season, and man, it was sad. It was hard to deal with, but I mean that was 7 months ago, so I've almost completely forgot about being hurt. So standard time for a shoulder recovery is like 5-6 months, and so I'm at 7 months, and I've forgotten about everything that had happened, and I like to just play like it never even happened. So and I feel great.
I'm sure Cougar fans are rejoicing everywhere to hear that news, that both of you are here and healthy. Ross, so you're married to Jessica Ringwood. Well, it's not Jessica Ringwood anymore, but so you guys are one of like the BYU athlete power couples. I feel like there are a few of those, like Bronson Kapustein. How is it being married and playing football? How do you balance that life?
It was pretty hard at first. I was trying to adjust, doing things at home, and then you come to football and you got to flip the switch. It's all football, and I felt like I struggled a little bit at first, but since she's an athlete, or since she was an athlete, she understands like the things that I have to do when I'm not home, and I'm gonna be away for X amount of hours with football, and we go on the road all the time, and I feel like I've adjusted pretty well, and it's been great.
Here's some highlights of you. How do you guys feel like your role's going to change now that Cody Hoffman's gone? We'll start with Ross. How do you feel like your role's going to change?
I think with the depth that we have at receiver, over the past several years, it's just been two guys playing. Then those two guys will come out, we'll get a break, and these other two guys will go in. But I feel like now we have in our depth, all three guys are just as good as each other. So I feel like it'll open up more. But you know, the loss of Cody is huge. I played with him since I was a freshman, and that dude is amazing. And you know, it's a big loss losing him, but I think that we have enough players in our depth to do big things.
Mitch, what are you most excited about this specific group of guys?
I think it's just playing with the guys you love. I mean, I've been playing with Ross since I was a freshman, and with Kurt Henderson and all these new guys who are coming in just for 1 year. And what I love most about it is we have a solid group of veterans who have been here, like me, Ross, and Kurt Henderson, and we have guys like Nick Kurtz and Jordan Leslie who have just come in. And so it's like we have new faces and veterans at the same time. But surprisingly, we've meshed so well. Jordan Leslie's come in and be an instant friend of ours and just a homie right away. So it's been fun to know that guys who even just coming from 1 year, 6 months even, are friends right away. And so there's nothing better than battling with friends, and for me, my brother, and then with your best friends like these guys. And so it's going to be a fun one no matter what happens.
Awesome, I'm excited. Yeah. Okay, we only have a few seconds left. Really quick, Bronson Kafusi and Remington Peck are coming up next. What do I ask them? What kind of insights can you give me?
You gotta ask them who would beat in one-on-one, just like you do with us, because they're both play post.
Deal.
And we always make mock games like offense versus defense, who would win, and they are both starters on their defensive team. So you gotta ask who would score more points on their team for sure. And just ask anything funny to Bronson. He laughs so loud. Everyone will be able to hear. Seriously, everyone will be able to hear.
Okay, I'll do my best. What about you? Anything?
I think that's perfect. Both of those guys, they both think they can play basketball.
Okay.
No, Bronson's good, but I think that'll be a pretty funny question to ask him.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. Bronson Kafusi and Remington Peck coming up in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.